At first, the rectification campaign was like this. It was about letting party members give feedback to the party leadership. That was the internal party rectification. It was kind of like the party entertaining itself, right? Just self-amusement. Later, Mao Zedong felt that this wasn't enough, just entertaining yourselves. What's the point of that, right? So he wondered if let the non-party Democrats give feedback to the party. It wasn't enough to just have those who always raise their hands give opinions. It would be best to have those who are always clapping offer some feedback, right? They're always clapping, but what are they really thinking inside, right? So let those clapping intellectuals give the party some suggestions. So when it came time for intellectuals to give their opinions, Mao Zedong pretended to be sincere and said, your opinions, what principle should they be based on? He said, they should be based on this principle. He said, when you give suggestions to the Communist Party, it should be based on this principle. Those who speak are blameless, and those who listen should take it as a warning, right? Those who speak are blameless. What does that mean? It means you won't be guilty for what you say, right? Whatever you say, you won't be guilty. After I hear it, I'll take it as a warning. If there's something to correct, I will. If not, I'll do better. Naively, intellectuals began offering suggestions. It's the ancient Chinese tradition. Scholars die for their words, warriors in battle. Scholars advise the emperor, usually just discussing their temperament. Dying in the face of danger to repay the emperor. So let's go ahead and give our suggestions. But the problem is, you don't understand Mao Zedong's true nature, do you? Mao Zedong, let alone in Chinese history, even in world history, was a rare kind of tyrant and dictator, right? If you want to give advice to someone like that, right? If you want to give advice to this kind of person, what kind of advice should you give? As for me, when it comes to constructive criticism, what kind of comments does the Communist Party like to hear? It's like giving mild criticism while actually being very helpful, right? Sometimes you don't even criticize. You just help out, saying things like, leader, don't work too hard, take care of your health. That's the kind of advice you have to give, right? That's the kind of advice you need to offer. But then if you really speak the truth and actually do it this way, right? For example, at that time, the leader of the China Democratic League, Mr. Yuan Tengfei, brought up the point, saying that China is ruled by the party, right? The party and the state are one and the same. The party and the military are one, the party and culture are one, the party and the people are one, right? It's the party's world, isn't it? So if you say this, when this was said, the Chinese Communist Party was very unhappy. They said, how are we a one-party state? We're not a dictatorship. We still have 8 other so-called clapping parties, right? How can you say it's the party's world? But you see, you can see the core of this system. The party is above the country, and people are under the party, right? The party is above the country. The party stands above the state. You see, whenever we broadcast the New Year's message, it's always the party and the government are highly concerned. Who comes first? The party comes before the government. The party and state leaders, right? The party is above the country and people are under the party. Isn't that so? Then who is above the party? Who is the embodiment of the party? Mao Zedong is the embodiment of the party. He is like the cult leader, right? He is the embodiment of the party, the very incarnation of it, isn't he? So that's why people say the party is above the country and people are under the party. That's why Mr. Yuan Tengfei said, this is a party-dominated world, right? Then Mr. Luo Longji said, look, originally our democratic parties, the Democratic League, the Democratic National Construction Association, the Democratic Progressive Party, these democratic parties used to be bourgeois parties. But now, haven't you reformed us? After the reform, we also belong to the proletariat. So can we take turns governing? In a socialist country, you can also have a multi-party system, right? Since we're all proletarian parties now, can't we take turns in power? All right, so you want to seize power. You want to usurp the Communist Party's rule. Is that it? How did the Communist Party come to power? They fought for it, didn't they? They fought for it, right? Maybe you haven't heard people say this nowadays, but when I was young, I used to hear it all the time. When you hear things like this, that the People's Republic, built on the sacrifice of 20 million martyrs, could be threatened, just thinking about it today sends chills down your spine. The People's Republic was built upon towers of skulls and piles of bones, wasn't it? For every general's success, 10,000 bones wither away. Right? This is how a blood-soaked nation was built, isn't it? So, after losing 20 million lives, why should we just hand over power to you? If you think you're so great, you'd have to take it by force with a gun, right? That's the only way. That's the only way. So when you think about it like this, all right, Mao Zedong saw this. Do you dare to say this? Do you dare to say this? If you do, then we're not done here, right? We're not done. What happens to the person who speaks out? It's not a crime. I'm just saying we should take turns holding power. Did I take any action? Did I take any action? Did I drive a truck to crash into Longzhenhai? No, I just said something. I just brought it up at the meeting, right? I was only making a suggestion, and whether it's accepted or not is up to you. Isn't it still up to you? Don't I have the right to make suggestions? During World War II, U.S. President Roosevelt talked about the 4 most fundamental freedoms of people. The first is freedom of speech, freedom of belief, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. These are the most basic human rights, right? Freedom of speech is a natural human right, isn't it? I was born with this mouth, not given to me by the Kuomintang nor by the Communist Party, right? It was bestowed upon me by the Creator. Besides eating, its main function is to speak, right? So apart from eating, it's for speaking, isn't it? If you only eat and don't speak, then you're mute, right? That's being mute, isn't it? So freedom of speech is a natural human right. When you speak, the speaker should not be guilty, right? But then Mao Zedong got anxious and wrote an article called Things Are Changing, right? And then this happened. Then the People's Daily published an editorial called Why Is This? And then things changed, right? Suddenly there was no more of this, no more of that. People couldn't voice their opinions anymore, and the Anti-Rightist Campaign began. To counterattack the rightists. So looking at this first mistake, mistake number 1, a mass campaign to counterattack the rightists was launched. Got it? Let's turn the page. It was seriously overextended. Why did it get so out of hand? Mao Zedong, this person, to what extent was he extraordinary? He probably didn't even have the natural science knowledge of a 4th grader, right? He was shameless. Intellectuals called him a poet, and not just any poet, but a romantic poet. That kind of person is the most dangerous, right? People like that usually have a certain temperament, you know? They just assume things and say whatever comes to mind. People like this even have a nickname internationally. They call him IBM. IBM stands for International Big Mouth, right? International Big Mouth means he just says whatever he wants, whenever he wants, without taking any responsibility, right? Now, when Li Bai writes poetry, the waterfall plunges 3,000 feet. Did you actually measure that 3,000 feet? Right? Sure, you can write poetry, but can you really manage water projects like that? Right? If you're an engineer, you'd ask, how high is this dam? Is it really 3,000 meters? So if you have a poet's temperament, just stick to literary creation. Even Mao Zedong's poems can only be considered doggerel, right? All that talk about dividing the sky and the earth, being so busy, you're just writing that kind of stuff, aren't you? But if you use this kind of temperament to govern a country, the nation is doomed. Mao Zedong would just say whatever came to mind, like 95% of the people in China are good. He just says whatever comes to mind. 95% of people in China are good. How many people are there in China? 600 million. 5% of that is 30 million. That's more than the population of France, right? So Mao Zedong thought that China had as many bad elements as the entire population of France. But the question is, did you actually investigate this? Did you investigate or record these 30 million bad elements? No, you just blurted it out. He spoke off the cuff, assuming 95% of Chinese people are good, just saying whatever comes to mind. If I claim 20 students in our class are bad, everyone would be upset. Unless you name who is annoying, you can't just say, there are 20 bad kids in our class. You see. If I say that, the whole class would scold me. If I say it's you, and you ask which 20, I actually don't know. I was just making assumptions, right? I was just assuming things, just saying whatever comes to mind. That's how it happened. The words of the leader are universally applicable. This is considered the truth, so they started to target the rightists. Right? When they started targeting the so-called good faction, they first said, rightists. What did they mean by that? It was about speech, not actions. That came second. You can criticize his speech, but what should you use to criticize it? You should use facts to criticize, right? You can't just stir up the masses and bring them back. What good does that do? He just says to you, if you say it again, I'll hit you. That's it, right? Say it again and I'll hit you. That's it, right? Just like that. Look at those angry youth on the internet these days. They're all just a bunch of cowardly dogs, right? That's all they are, right? Oh, every time someone says the Chinese Navy can't beat the Americans, you see, right? If you say that, then I'm a traitor, right? Can you give me a reason why we could beat America? No, right? If you say we can't beat them, you're a traitor. China isn't as rich as Japan, so you're a traitor too, right? That's how it is. They're that crowd. None have been abroad or studied. On a battlefield, they'd fold instantly. They claim they'll donate a month's salary for war, but they never actually would. You thought he makes no money so he can talk big? Once he works, he'll say, save our salaries. Then for the war, I'll give my life. As if your life is worth that much. You'd rather not give it, right? The ship sinks, everyone dies, all dead. So you think you can avoid it? Right? So well, you rile up the masses like this. Then Mao Zedong said, China has 5% of buy, so let's pick the rightists, right? Every work unit is given a 5% quota, right? You have to fulfill the rightist quota. Every unit is assigned this 5% quota and start selecting them. When I first started working, there was an old janitor at our workplace. He started working in his teens as a worker, right? And he retired quite late, so he actually lived through that era, experienced that period. Because when I first started teaching, it was 1994, right? That old janitor had lived through that time. He started working in his teens, right? By the 1950s and 1960s, he still hadn't reached retirement age. He told us that the process of selecting rightists back then was quite interesting. Our unit had over 60 teachers at the time and was given a quota of 3 rightists, right? They assigned 3 quotas, so 3 rightists had to be identified. Someone like me would have been the first to be picked out, right? Consistently launching frenzied attacks against the party and the social system. Right? Yes, right? If you don't curse the party, they won't say anything, right? They are always launching frenzied attacks, so I was quickly singled out. You know, a few years ago when the Communist Party did the 3 stresses campaign, it was just for their own amusement, right? They did the 3 stresses, right? Then they asked the masses to give feedback. My mom kept warning me, kid, you better not talk nonsense. Do you hear me? She told me to go first, but I knew another purge was coming, like the Anti-Rightist Campaign. I figured if I misspoke, I'd end up exiled to Xinjiang or Heilongjiang, which I didn't want. So I just stuck to safe comments like, take care of your health, or you should travel abroad more. Right? And then, well, someone like me, once I was caught, there was no one more reactionary than me, right? What do you do when there's no one more reactionary left, right? So the party branch secretary ended up reporting himself, right? He thought, I have to complete the tasks assigned by the party. Out of 3 quotas, I've only filled 1. What should I do? When he really couldn't find anyone else, he reported himself, right? How could he have known that as soon as he was labeled a rightist, he'd be sent to Heilongjiang overnight, right? And then he died in a labor camp. He never imagined that. He thought he'd just have to write a self-criticism, bow a few times, maybe get slapped a couple of times, cry his eyes out, and that would be it. He never expected to be taken away. And then me, someone as reactionary as me, was picked out. And then those who were more politically conscious were picked out too, right? When they really couldn't find anyone else, everyone just had to vote, right? So let's vote for a rightist, right? Vote for a rightist. If you want to pick a rightist, what kind of person would definitely get elected with the most votes? What kind of person would definitely get the highest number of votes? Someone with no connections, right? Someone with no connections at all. He doesn't have any of those close relationships. So everyone votes for him. If you vote for him, you don't offend anyone. That's how that guy in the lab got elected, right? He was gloriously elected as a rightist, wasn't he? Why? Because his personality was rather withdrawn, maybe even autistic, right? At work, he just washes test tubes. That's all he does. After work, he leaves right away. No friends, doesn't talk to anyone, has no friends. So he was gloriously chosen as a rightist. But the problem is, after he was elected as a rightist, there was an issue. Rightists are supposed to have anti-party remarks, right? Take someone like me, for example. Every single thing I say is anti-party, right? So if I get chosen, it's not unfair. But what did he ever say? If you want to label him a rightist, he needs to have said something, right? But it doesn't matter. You see, the people are very wise. You've never heard him praise the Communist Party, have you? But you've also never heard him criticize the Communist Party. You also haven't heard him praise the Communist Party, right? What does that mean? It means he's buried his deep-seated hatred for the party in his heart, doesn't it? That's why this guy was elected with a high number of votes. So even a rightist, who never says a word, got elected. You might think this is a joke, right? But this really happened back then. Yeah, this really happened back then. My first year in college, that was 1990, right? In my first semester, we studied ancient world history. I really didn't like that stuff. What was it? Ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, the pyramids. Ooh, it was dizzying. That stuff was so boring, and all the names were these long strings of letters, right? You know, I didn't recognize any of them, and they were all these long names, right? And then the teacher was even more interesting, you know? As soon as he walked in, each class was 50 minutes, and he'd spend 30 minutes coughing. That pharaoh, oh man, right? It was really annoying for us. He really didn't take us seriously, did he? Back then, being a college student wasn't as worthless as it is now, right? At that time, college students were even called the pride of heaven, you know? So we protested, right? We protested that he was just fooling us, so we went to the party branch of the department to complain. Then the party branch held a meeting with us and told us that we should be understanding. They said that Professor Xu was the most outstanding scholar in the study of ancient Indian Buddhism in the 1950s, and that he could even correct the mistakes in Tang Sanzang's translations of the scriptures. Tang Sanzang corrected translation errors as a founding elder of Capital Normal University's history department. A man that famous becoming an ultra-rightist in 1957 was confusing. I didn't even know what being an ultra-rightist meant back then. What did being an ultra-rightist mean? It meant being sent down, being sent to do manual labor, like building walls. He built walls for 21 years, from 1957 all the way to 1978. He spent 21 years building walls. So, did those city walls ever get finished? Where were the walls he built? He'd build them up, then they'd be torn down. Build them up again, then tear them down again. Over and over, endlessly repeating the cycle. So what happened to this person? He just went crazy, he lost his mind, right? Then I arrest you. You want to build up the Beijing city wall for me? If you finish building it, you'll be free. But you can't possibly be free. You die of exhaustion halfway through. Still, every meter the wall moves forward. You're 1 meter closer to freedom, and you have something to look forward to, right? But look at you. You build it up, and then tear it down, build it up, and tear it down again, right? And this just shows you that the work you're doing is completely pointless. It's useless, right? Useless. Mao Zedong said, we can't follow Stalin's example. Stalin killed too many people. We won't kill people, right? We'll keep these people alive. Keep them so they can produce millet for the people, right? Let the people produce millet for the people. Killing them would be too much. But they must not be humiliated, right? What more could you do by acting like this? It's even more immoral and insane, isn't it? Because back then, when he was at Peking University, he only earned 8 yuan a month, and all those professors were so competitive. He was resentful too, right? He harbored a deep hatred for intellectuals, so intellectuals should hate him just as deeply, shouldn't they? Anyone who has ever read a book and still thinks he was great. Then all the books you've read have gone to the dogs, haven't they? As for him, that person, right? He was driven mad by this torment, really driven mad. By then, his students had already become professors, but he himself was only promoted to associate professor in 1986. His students were already professors. He was a founding member of the department, you know? The people of his generation were the kind that during holidays, even vice premiers would come to visit them. That's the kind of people they were, yet he had just become an associate professor. He taught us that we should apply for both professorship and retirement at the same time. But if you want to apply for professorship, for example, if you want to apply for professor, you need to have taught 3,000 classes before you can apply for professorship, right? But he hadn't taught that many classes. When others were teaching, he was building walls, right? He was building walls, so he didn't have enough classes taught. What could he do? He could only use us to make up the teaching hours. By teaching us, he could qualify for professorship and then retire, right? So we just had to put up with it and listen. What else could we do? The old man was so pitiful. What could you do? His wife divorced him because the party needed her to divorce him, right? No one took care of him. His child never saw their father from birth, never met their father back then. Children of landlords, rich peasants, counter-revolutionaries, bad elements, and rightists belong to the 5 black categories, right? Landlords, rich peasants, counter-revolutionaries, bad elements, rightists. Basically, they were condemned forever, never to be redeemed. Cast out under slogans of eternal suppression, this child never knew fatherly love. While his father was away building walls, the boy was branded a super rightist on every form. If he wanted to go to school, it wasn't his turn. Looking for a job or joining the army, not allowed. Even finding a partner was impossible as no one would pay him any attention. With no one to care for him and his father owning only a few threadbare clothes worn year-round, that one 4-pocket jacket washed until it turned white, how could he feel any connection? He grew up alone, ignored by a society that saw his father as an enemy. It wasn't a Zhongshan suit or military uniform, right? And in the summer, he wore this shirt that was torn open everywhere. What do you call that? It was really thin, a tattered short-sleeve shirt, right? And his shoes were falling apart, with half the sole gone, right? In the winter, he wore a worn-out down jacket, and even that had a patch sewn onto it, right? That was just how it was. Later, the department hired a servant to take care of him. He just passed away a few years ago. It was really, really tragic. Such an outstanding scholar, and he ended up like that. It was just so sad, and then he was gone. It was just terrible, really. So at the time, when people said you overextended the Anti-Rightist campaign, just how far did you take it? Up to this very day. There are still 7 people in the country who have not had their rightist label removed. As of today, there are only 7 rightists left. Right? 7 rightists. And as we've said, speaking your mind shouldn't be a crime. You believe that what they said wasn't criminal, but just because they said something, you labeled them as such. Labeling someone as a rightist in itself is inappropriate, isn't it? It's just not right to begin with. Even if you insist that these 7 people are rightists, how many people did the Anti-Rightist campaign expand to at the time? 557,000, right? In other words, the Anti-Rightist campaign was expanded from 7 rightists to 560,000 people. You expanded it by 80,000 times. Don't you think that's just a bit too much? And yet you still talk about the overextension of the anti-rightist struggle. So what should we make of this? It should be completely repudiated, right? It should be thoroughly rejected, shouldn't it? Look, Japanese textbooks don't mention the Nanjing massacre, but what about the things our textbooks leave out? There are many more. And as for Japan revising their textbooks, the adoption rate of those in Japan is less than 0.1%. So what about our textbooks? Everyone has to use them, right? That's why I keep emphasizing that our textbooks follow the format of ancient Chinese historical records. They belong to compiled history, right? They belong to compiled history, don't they? So, if you ask me how much of what's in these textbooks is actually true, less than 5%, right? Less than 5%. After you finish the exam, you should just burn it, right? Just burn it as soon as possible, right? Keeping it at home for even a day makes your house dirty, right? I never bring these books home, never. I just leave them in the car, right? Leave them in the car. If I can avoid reading them, I do, right? If I can avoid reading them, I do. It's all just complete nonsense, pure nonsense. They don't even write about how those rightists were sent to the freezing wilderness of Heilongjiang, right? Think about it. They used to be professors, they used to be PhDs, and then you make them do manual labor, right? Manual labor, using pickaxes to break through the hard ice. And then there was the kicking and beating, the verbal abuse, the differences in food rations, the mistreatment, right? A large number of people died, right? That. As soon as a fellow prisoner died, their body was still warm, right? The clothes would immediately be stripped off by the people in the same cell and put on by someone else, right? Then the body would be carried out, right? In winter, it would freeze into slabs. And in summer, it would rot and then be fed to wolves, fed to eagles, and just be completely destroyed, completely gone. It was just extremely, just tragic, incredibly tragic. Words cannot describe these crimes. Former Premier Zhu Rongji was labeled a rightist back then. Later, when foreign journalists interviewed him, they asked, "You were labeled a rightist back then. How do you feel about it? What do you think?" You know, he had already become premier, so what could he say, right? He said, well, if a mother hits her son, can the son say the mother is wrong? Right? This sentence can only be described with two words: forced humor. A mother hits her son. Is it against the law or not? If you beat your son to death, do you have to pay with your life or not? I gave birth to him, so what's wrong if I beat him to death? Can I just have another one? Absolutely not. Once you give birth to him, he has human rights. If you beat him to death, that's simply not acceptable, right? If you beat him to death, that's just not acceptable. If you beat him to death, it's breaking the law, right? If you beat him to death, it's breaking the law, isn't it? So, that's the kind of love we're talking about here, like a mother hitting her son. Can a son not say his mother is wrong? Why can't a son say his mother is wrong, right? You don't have any sense of the law at all. Besides, in most cases, when a mother hits her son, it's for the child's own good. But when the party beats you, it's trying to destroy you. When a mother hits her son, it's not to beat him to death, right? So this is nothing like a mother hitting her son at all, right? It's just like when sometimes when I give lectures exposing Mao Zedong's crimes, a lot of people stand up and say to me, you can't say that. After all, Chairman Mao founded the People's Republic of China. Mao Zedong himself said that he did two things. He founded the People's Republic of China, and he launched the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution, right? These two things, one was right, one was wrong. So plus one minus one, right? They cancel each other out, don't they? I founded the People's Republic of China, and then what did I do with my own hands to this country? Destroyed it? Yes, destroyed it. That's like saying I gave birth to a child and then strangled it, right? I strangled it. I contributed by giving birth, so don't just look at the fact that I strangled the child. I also gave birth to it, didn't I? That's what this means. This is the end of a great era for the Chinese nation. The end of a great era, right? It means being a criminal for the ages. A great catastrophe, right? So this